What's going on, guys? It's your boy Ajen back again for another Outerplane video. And for today, it's time for some Dstella for newbies. Because today, I'm gonna be sharing with you everything I know about Dstella, her strengths and weaknesses, her playstyles, her best builds, her best teammates, and yada yada. Just take note that these are just based on my opinions and by my playtesting with her. So just take it with a big grain of salt. Now that we already have 4 kinds of demiurge characters in the game, some newbies might be wondering who is the best demiurge for them to start with, or to go for. Because in the recruitment section, they revamped the demiurge banners. As you can see, you can change the rate up target in this one. You can change to Dstella, Aste, Drakan, and then Blada here. So, I'm gonna be talking about Dstella and why, in my honest opinion, she is the best demiurge character for beginners. Let us take a look at my Dstella. Of course, my Dstella is already 6-star, so I'm not really going to be suggesting to you to go for 6-star. Just one copy of her is already pretty good enough if you are just starting out with the game. If you are a beginner, only a 3-star Dstella is already pretty good enough for your account, because both in PvE and PvP, she is monstrous. She is very OP in those 2 kinds of game modes in the game. Be it with hunts, guild raids, and normal story progression, even in hard tower, and even also the regular tower. She's just bonkers. She's pretty darn good. Then what makes her really good in both PvE and PvP? Let us take a look at her skill set. One of her best-selling point as a demiurge character is that her skill 1 is an AoE attack. And as you can see, attacks all enemies. If it's the caster's turn, obtains 1 desire to dominate. Damage dealt increases proportional to the caster's max health and deals greater damage to boss monsters. Do not be intimidated by the proportional to the caster's max health. This one is she scales with max HP, but in the case of Dstella, it only adds a little bit of damage. You should be focusing on attack stat, not the HP stat. If you can increase the HP stat while maximizing the attack stat, then your Dstella will hit really hard. That is the probably one of the most why she's going to get misunderstood by other players is because of this one, of this text right here. She, even though she scales with max HP, if you just focus on raising her HP, then she will still hit really low damage. So it's not really that big of a deal. So you still just need to focus on building her with attack stat, and then the regular critical rate and critical damage for her to deal a lot of damage to the enemy. Her skill 2, this one is also broken. Yeah. What makes her really broken? This one is a passive effect, Merciless God. This one gives her the immunity to stun, frozen, petrified, and priority reduction. So any crowd control debuffs are pretty much not working against her. That is why she's very OP. And then damage taken from single attacks is reduced by 50%. Makes her really tanky with this one, this passive alone. It makes her really tanky because single target attack deals pretty much very minimal damage on her. So you still you just gonna be using AoE attacks against her to deal more damage. And then she has the revenge passive also. Revenge effect for every cooldown cycle of the skill. This one has a 1 round cooldown. Attacks all enemies and increases the caster's priority by 25% when revenge is activated. This skill deals damage proportional to the caster's max health. So again, do not be intimidated by this one, the max health here, proportional to max health damage. You still be needing to build her with attack. And also, revenge is activated if if you get debuffs by the enemy, not only Dstella but also her teammates. So if your teammates got any kind of debuff, she will activate the revenge passive, which deals an AoE attack to the enemy. Really, really strong. This is very, very annoying also. That is why in the early phase of the game, when she get launched, debuffers are pretty much useless. Just because of her. She makes those debuffers useless because of her revenge. Revenge is really, really awesome. But right now, we have Blada and Dahlia that cannot activate this revenge. They tried to counter this one because this one is really, really OP. Her skill 3, the world is mine. You cannot use this one on the very first turn. Yeah, you need to, because this one requires 5 desire to dominate to use this skill. You can gain those 5 desire to dominate when you're using a revenge. I mean the normal attack, this one you can gain a 1 desire to dominate this one. So once you get enough desire to dominate, you will be able to use this one, and this one is very, very strong. I don't know how much multiplier this one has, but it's really a hard-hitting nuke, an AoE nuke for this one. And not only she will nuke the enemy, if the enemy still manages to survive this one, they will get petrified for 1 turn, which you can have enough time for you to finish them up, especially in arena, in PvP. This one is really, really strong. But I don't think you're going to be getting up to 5 desire unless you're fighting a really tanky bruiser team. You might get to use this one, but if you're fighting pretty much the normal arena right now, there are a lot of squishy characters. You don't get a turn to use this one. Only her skill only her skill 1 and then her passive skill. What about her unique equipment, the exclusive equipment? You also need this one. Why? For gems purposes. It's not really what do you call this, it's not really that of a big deal, because as you can see, the unique effect when using Flight of Abraxas increases action points by 20. Flight of Abraxas is the skill 1, the attack. So you will gain more AP by using this one if you have this one equipped, but I prioritize getting this one for equipping gems. Gem matters in this game, especially during endgame content, but if you're still just a beginner, you don't really want to be focusing on gem that much, because gem is really a huge gold sink in this game, and golds are really, really valuable. And as you can see, my gold is only 150k. I'm really lacking with golds because of the things that I did some upgrading. So if you're a beginner, do not focus on gems. That is one of the biggest mistake that you will be making. But just this one is not a high priority in my honest opinion for a beginner. Now let us talk about her builds and best gearing. As I've said earlier, when I'm explaining her skill set, you need to build her with attack. Yes, if you want her to be hitting really that high, you need to build her with some attack and also some HP for some survivability. Before, during the early days of Outerplane, her best build is evasion. Why? Because she has an insane amount of evasion stats. As you can see, this one is not built with evasion, but her evasion is already 265. Before, you can get up to 400 to 500 evasions. Yeah, that was my build before. 500 evasion Dstella with a really respectable attack. That kind of build before was really, really OP in my honest opinion. And the developers listen to the player base, because there are a lot of players that complains that evasion is just broken. So now evasion is becoming useless. So this is my Dstella build. It's not the best build in my honest opinion, because if you will see my gear, they are not red gears. Even the necklace is not red gears. I do have some red gears here, but they are pretty normal. You can get this one from the hard tower, floor 15 a selector. Yeah, you just need to, it's RNG when upgrading the substats, but this one you can get this one from the hard tower stage 15 if I remember correctly. This one can be gotten from you cannot get this one now because this one was the reward from the arena shop, the very first arena league. It has some minimal main stat here. As you can see, 17.5% for a red gear. The blue gear is way better because the blue gear is 18% and the corresponding red gear for boots should be at 20%. But this one has less stats, so it's a bit lacking. This one also is probably the same. Yeah, these are from the arena shop back then. So I'm using a 2-piece attack set and then a 2-piece counter attack set. I think counter attack set is also the way to go because if you want to monopolize or if you want to maximize your skill 1, which is an AoE attack, then counter attacking is really beneficial. But there are a lot of better, you can tweak with Dstella, by the way. There are a lot of really interesting fun builds with her. Like for example, if you're not one of her main weaknesses is that she's very slow. As you can see, my speed is only 128, but this is not her. My main focus for my Dstella is that I want her to just deal massive damage with her revenge. Because right now in arena, the combination of Dblada plus Notia can be revenge. If only Dblada, she will not be able to activate the revenge, but if Dblada plus Notia, she will be able to launch the revenge passive, and then she will hit really hard to the enemy. That is my main build for her. Now, if you want her to be a bit faster, you can just replace the necklace here with some main speed stat. I don't really recommend building her with speed because I don't know, but I'm not really playing with a speedy Dstella. I've tried it before, making a really high speed Dstella, and she comes up with a bit short. Yeah, maybe it's going to be fun in RTA to get your opponents to get surprised, but I don't think she will see some play in RTA if the opponent really bans her, because if in RTA, since we already have 4 characters, right? In the initial ban phase, you can ban 2 characters. If you and your opponent ban already 2 demiurge character during that time, and then during the selection phase, if you and your opponent also chooses a demiurge character, then for sure that one is going to be an instant ban. All demiurge characters are instant ban in RTA. So let's not talk about RTA now because probably she just won't see some play in RTA. Yeah, because of the ban. Let us just wait for more demiurge character to be releases. Then maybe one of them will see some play in RTA. But in regular arena, she's pretty much dominant. Up until this day, she's still very viable. Very strong arena defense and also arena offense also with her revenge. That is what I'm building her. Now, for some other fun builds with her, you can replace the counter attack with the swiftness set. If you don't know what the swiftness set does, since you are lacking with speed, right? This one can really make you do get some turn first. As you can see, increases speed proportional to missing health. This one is also a PvP gear in my honest opinion. Can also be really good in PvE, but in PvP, this one also has a huge impact, especially on slow players like Dstella. So, and the good thing about this one is that this one is only a 2-piece set. So you can still pair this one with the attack set, which makes this set really good for Dstella. If you're lacking with some critical hit, because especially if you're not using Valentine or Charlotte in your team, or even Tamara that can grant your team some critical chance, then you need to have some a decent amount of critical chance. As you can see, my Dstella is around a 79% critical chance. Simply because I don't use those characters that buffs me with critical chance, like Valentine, Tamara, or Charlotte in my arena defense, because this one is built for RTA. Yeah, I built my Dstella for RTA, where usually I expect those critical crit chance buffers to get banned or to get chosen by my opponents. That is why I'm not really relying on a 50% only critical chance just to buff this one to 100%. So I made my Dstella to have a really pretty decent critical chance. Now, besides the swiftness set, you can also want to if you want your Dstella to be hitting really hard, then you might go for the full attack set. Yeah, full attack set will give her a high bit of attack, and then with high with the main attack necklace here, you probably can build around more than 5k attack. Yeah, you will be able to get that one, and maybe you can also gain some HP. If you want to have some balance, and then attack set and then 2-piece life set or the HP set. That way you will be also be able to have some more survivability and also getting some minor damage increase with your HP scaling. Her HP scaling is somewhat on the low side, so just build her with pure attack. That is the way to go for Dstella. Her weakness, let us talk about her weaknesses. One, I've already said earlier, one is that she is very slow. If you're not building her to be with swiftness set, then she might not be able to get a turn in today's meta, because she might get barraged by the attacks of for example, from Dblada to Notia to Aste. She will not survive that one, but if she can survive at least up to Notia's attack, the follow-up attack from Notia, then she can activate her revenge. Then that one is already pretty good enough. That is one of her main weaknesses. Her speed is on the low side, pretty much very low for a what is this? Yeah, for a bruiser. A bruiser character has low base speed, so that is most of them are the main weaknesses for them. Even though she can survive a lot of single target attacks, since AoE is king in PvP, then she gets trampled by those AoE attacks. Dblada, Notia, Aste, all of them can kill Dstella right away. That is why you should be building her, in my honest opinion, just for her revenge. If she survives that one, then good. Her teammates, team building for survivability are, let me go to the arena to show you my arena defense. This is just for fancies. Eidos 02. As you can see, my arena defense here is something like this. Disregard Dblada, disregard this one. A tank that can take the hits from your teammates is really good for more survivability. Like in this case, my Christina is built with HP 19, almost 20k HP with the Charmer's necklace. This one is really important because this one, as you can see, the passive effect, the wearer takes 30% of the damage all allies takes. So she will, the damage is going to be shared to your tank so that your Dstella will be able to survive a bit longer. For you to be able to launch the revenge during against the annoying meta right now, like this one. This is what I'm talking about, the Dblada, Notia, Aste combo. Let us try to showcase you this one, the revenge. I will I will survive the barrage of attacks here, but I don't think she will leave a turn. But let us see. This is pretty much the common. You will see that one in a lot of our server. As you can see, Dstella to Notia is really dangerous. Look at the HP of my Dstella. Now I can proc the revenge. Look at the damage of my revenge. See, it's not really that high because I'm still lacking some. My gears are not really perfect, but look at the damage dealt to the enemy. Their HP is way below 50%, right? That is already pretty good enough for me. And my cannon here is very slow, so she will not be able to take a lot of turns, but she can counters. As you can see, she's countering. Maybe we can 1B for this one. 1B4. Come on, 1B4. Yeah, 1B4. Look at those damage, man. Cannon is really fun to play. I'm really loving Cannon's playstyle. Look at those. Look at those. 1B4, man. 1B4. 1 damage. Like, what? Oh, no! Anyway, this is not a Cannon showcase, by the way. That is a Dstella. And I'm just showing you that building Dstella for revenge is the way to go in today's meta because of the Blada and Notia combo. Those are really dangerous meta team composition in Arena right now. Well, anyways, I think I've said most enough with regarding to Dstella. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And I think that's it for me for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it if you can help me grow my channel more. And thank you to everyone who are supporting my channel. I appreciate every one of you. Until next time, peace.